Hello. Okay, welcome to the next episode of whatever this turns out to be, right? So tonight I want to talk about it is tonight, and the sun's about to go down. It's the end of the day. The visor's on because I was all made up and I decided to go out and do some leisurely activities before I wrapped up my day. So my day did start very early in the morning. My first coaching call this morning was at 8 a.m. I rode the bridge first to get some clarity, did a little meditating, a little exercise, and then it's doctor time. So after that, I went to an event. And that's what leads me to talk to you today about Meet the Neighbors and how I came to create that event for all my clients and how I feel about events and how difficult it is to get people to come to events, right? So I used to hear a lot of the times my clients would say, Sharon, I have a great idea. We're going to do a Meet the Doctor event. It's a terrible idea. Nobody wants to meet you. Nobody. People don't want to go to the doctor, A. They don't want to go to the dentist, B. And why would they want to come? Like, what value are you giving to them? So although I understand it and I respect that you think that somebody wants to come and meet you, they just don't. So one day I was driving to a client in the Tampa Bay area, and I saw a very famous building that stored a lot of very influential people in this building that won't be mentioned right now. And my client was right next door, and I said, hey, who do you know over there? And he said, oh, I don't know anybody. Well, I think it's time that we meet the neighbors. And that's really how it started. So that's simple. Meet the Neighbors started, and now I do them at all of my client offices, and I do them strategically 7:30 to 9 a.m. because people don't want to meet. I mean, if they don't have to, they just don't want to. Most people want to go home at the end of the day and see their families. My physicians want to go home at the end of the day and see their families because they get up at the crack of dawn, they go to the hospital, they do rounds, they see patients, and it's exhausting. So entrepreneurs, CEOs, a lot of people feel the same way. So I am of a certain age where I don't do the happy hour thing anymore. It's not a happy thing for me to do. I like to do very early morning events because I am an early riser. So this way people can go on about their day as soon as it's over at 9 o'clock. They come in, we meet the neighbors. I purposely started at 7:30 knowing that nobody's showing up until 8 most of the time. 8 to 8:30, we go around the room, we talk about our business or a fun fact or a good book we've read, but we're always stating who we are and what business we have so we can figure out together how we can refer business to you. That's the goal, right? So it's not come to my client's office so you can become a patient. It's come to my client's office so we can offer you value. How can we help you, right? Nobody wants to be sold to. I'm going to talk about this all the time. If they want it, they're going to come and get it, right? So providing value, educating, and RSVPing. Like, come on. I did go to an event today that I wasn't in charge of, and I felt bad about it. I did, because there were 3 people there. And well, there were more people there, but the rest of the people worked there. And you have to kind of silently stalk people, which is a talent that I have. They don't know they're being stalked, but I'm doing it in a very pleasing manner. And I usually find super connectors. Like, who's a super connector? Who has an audience? What other group can I collaborate with so it's not so difficult for me to bring an audience in, right? So I find super connectors, I give them value, and then they help me in return. And it's, it's not that difficult, but it is that difficult because you have to spend time putting in the work to create a relationship, right? So I'm looking down because I want to make sure I have no viewers. And I don't, but that's going to change one day. I mean, one day I'm going to let people know I'm going to do a live broadcast. One day, whatever. For now, as Gary Vee has recommended, document. And so that's what I'm doing. I had a very busy day. I have a very busy day tomorrow. I will get up at the crack of dawn. I will pick up breakfast for my Meet the Neighbors event at a client office where I have 15 people RSVP'd, and that's all I want. because if I have 300 people in a room, I'm never going to be able to have a relationship with those people. Keep it small, keep it intimate, provide value, introduce people, do good. Just do good for others. That's really what I do. It's not that difficult, but it is difficult if you don't know how to do that, right? So hosting events is not easy. Just ask my friend Jessica, who owns Working Women of Tampa Bay. She has 750 members and puts on more events than any human I've ever met in my life. But there's an art to it, and she always gets people to show up because she has an audience and she gives value. So there's a few people out there that are super connectors, and some of them will be at my event in the morning, which I'm excited about. And then my whole day goes on, right? It's sitting with the director of operations, it's talking about staff issues, and on and on and on. But to keep it to events, you know, if you are not good at doing events, hire somebody else to do it. You know, bring in somebody that can connect people. It's just like when you go to an event and you're sitting at a table and you only talk to the person to the right. You need to read Never Eat Alone. Maybe I'll save that for the next one, but Never Eat Alone. You do not talk to the people that you know already, okay? What are you doing there? Get value out of all of your time. Be strategic. All right, so good night for now. Happy Wednesday evening. We have done this before the sun went down, and now it's time to hang out with my dog and my husband and have some dinner. All right, good night, everybody.